stop to wonder what a day actually looked like for someone living 10,000 years ago? Or 50,000? No job to go to, no schedule to keep, no phone, no city, no shop around the corner. Just open land, other people, and the need to survive. It sounds either terrifying or strangely peaceful, depending on how you imagine it, but the reality is probably nothing like either picture. Let's find out why, right here on Simply Understood. For most of human prehistory, people lived as hunter-gatherers. That label makes it sound like a full-time occupation. Like ancient humans spent every waking hour chasing animals and digging up roots. But that's not quite what the evidence shows. Studies of modern hunter-gatherer communities, which researchers use as a window into the past, suggest something surprising. Acquiring food typically took somewhere between 3 and 5 hours a day, not 8, not 12, around 4. That leaves a lot of hours unaccounted for. And what filled them turns out to say something remarkable about human nature. A significant portion of the day was spent in rest. Not sleep, rest. Sitting, lying down, talking, watching the landscape. This wasn't laziness, it was intelligent energy management. Prehistoric life could demand sudden, intense physical effort. A hunt, a fast relocation, a night of carrying. Conserving energy between those peaks was a survival strategy, not a luxury. Social interaction was probably the single most important daily activity outside of food and sleep. Early humans lived in groups of roughly 20 to 50 people. Maintaining those relationships through conversation, grooming, shared work, and collective decision-making, was essential. A person isolated from their group faced dramatically lower odds of survival. The social fabric wasn't background noise, it was infrastructure. Children played, adults told stories, groups gathered around fires in the evening and shared accounts of the day, of past events, of things unseen. This wasn't entertainment in the modern sense, it was information transfer. Stories carried knowledge about terrain, animals, seasons, and danger across generations without written language. A well-told story around a fire was one of the most practical tools prehistoric people had. Craft and toolmaking also occupied meaningful time. Shaping stone into cutting tools required patience, skill, and practice. Preparing animal hides, weaving plant fibers, constructing shelters. These were slow, deliberate tasks. Archaeological sites show evidence of careful, repeated work. Some tools were made with a level of refinement, far beyond what basic survival required, which suggests that craftsmanship carried social or symbolic value as well. Then there is something researchers call symbolic behavior, and it appears far earlier in the record than most people expect. Pigments used for body decoration have been found dating back over 100,000 years. Cave paintings, carved figurines, and deliberately arranged objects appear across multiple continents and time periods. Prehistoric people were not simply reacting to their environment. They were interpreting it, representing it, and giving it meaning. This is where the deeper picture becomes interesting. For a long time, the prehistory was framed as a relentless struggle. Brutal, short, and consumed by survival, but the evidence points towards something more textured. Early humans had time. They used it to build relationships, develop skills, create objects of beauty, and construct shared systems of meaning. The capacity for culture didn't appear once survival was secured. It was present from very early on, woven into daily life alongside everything else. There's a version of prehistoric life that looks from the outside almost unhurried. Not because it was safe or easy, and it wasn't, but because the pace of necessary activity left genuine space for everything else that makes humans human. We tend to think of productivity as a modern invention. But the real question might be whether we invented it or simply redirected something that was always there. That same restless, curious energy that once shaped stone by firelight and painted animals on cave walls in the dark.